It's like a boomerang. Hi, I'm Melissa Miranda, and today we're going to be cooking Ginataang Alimasag, which is a coconut crab dish. Ginataang Alimasag is one of my childhood favorite dishes. It's a dish that my dad cooked for me growing up. Here in the Pacific Northwest, we're really fortunate to have access to Dungeness crab. It's way easier to eat, and it produces a lot of meat, and it's just really sweet and delicious.
Well, hey, you know, the gang back at BA was telling me that you're big into crabs, and you'll be doing a crab dish, a video of a crab dish. I grew up crabbing on the East Coast, you know, blue claw crabs. Much different. I'm assuming you're going to be using Dungeness.
Yes, the best.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
No, you don't have to be kidding. It probably is the best crab. Maybe I'll make it out there and we can go crabbing or something.
That'd be great. So when I have the finished product, I'll text you.
Please do, yes. Oh my God, torture me with a picture of that because it sounds amazing.
Like, this is the best thing I've ever had.
So the first thing for this dish is cutting the delicata squash. I like to use delicata squash versus calabasa because it cooks a lot faster and it's a lot easier to work with. I'm going to start by cutting the top of the delicata squash and the bottom. Toss it to the side, and then I'm going to cut it in half. And then we're going to take out the seed. Just use a spoon and just follow the inside. Delicatas are all seeded, super clean, beautiful. I'm going to actually cut them into half moons, into this size. I have the oven preheated at 425. I'm going to toss it with a little bit of canola oil, just a light little drizzle. And then I'm going to hit it with some seasoning salt. Johnny's seasoning salt, if you can get your hands on it, is the best. It's just the perfect balance. It adds a lot of umami to the dish too. Everything's tossed. I have a sheet tray right here. Put all the squash on the baking sheet. All right, so the delicata squash is ready to go. You can kind of see there's a light oil drizzle. The seasoning salt has covered all the squashes. I'm gonna pop it in the oven for 15 minutes. So while the delicata squash are cooking in the oven, we're just gonna go ahead and cook the crab. It's a pretty easy thing to do, so don't be afraid of the crab. Okay, I'm gonna just salt the water. So if you give it a little taste, you just wanna make sure that it's pretty salty. This is gonna help season your crab as well. We have a live crab, as you can see it moving. Don't be afraid to touch the crab, but there is a specific way to actually hold the crab so you don't get pinched. The way is to grab it from the back and then hold it this way. You can see it's kind of still alive. Yeah. We're gonna put the crab in the boiling water. We're gonna cover it and we're gonna cook it for 8 to 10 minutes. I think this is gonna be 10 minutes because it was a pretty big guy. Make sure that once you have this crab in, you actually have a bowl of ice water because we're gonna put it in an ice water bath to kind of slow down cooking afterwards. If you didn't know, ginataang is actually a method in cooking in the Filipino cuisine. Ginataang means to be cooked in coconut milk. Gata is coconut in Tagalog. So you can actually cook it in so many different ways. It doesn't just have to be savory or just with crab. You can cook it with shrimp. You can have it be a vegetarian dish with just like beans and squash. For the ginataang recipe, it's super simple. Bagaong is a fermented shrimp paste. It's an umami like kick to the face. This, with all the other things that we're cooking with, just adds that kind of fish flavor that you really want that's gonna help accent the crab. So we're gonna start with 5 cloves of garlic. Don't be shy with garlic. In Filipino cuisine, we use garlic in everything. I like to smash the garlic because it helps release a lot of the flavor while you're cooking. And then afterwards, we'll give it a nice mince. And then I'm going to take just a medium-sized yellow onion and I'm going to julienne it. I'm going to get my pot going on the stove. I'm going to put it on medium-high heat. So in Filipino cooking, we always add the garlic first, which is probably pretty different than what you're used to. I like to get it nice and golden, but this helps kind of really bring out the flavor and the intensity of the garlic in the dish. And then once that's golden brown, I'm gonna add the yellow onions to the dish. For the ginger, just a really easy hack in helping peel ginger is using a small spoon. It just kind of helps make peeling it a little easier and less messy. And I'm going to cut them into slices. And then from here, I'm going to cut them into matchsticks. So the onion is starting to brown. And then I'm going to season it with Johnny's. It's really, really, really important to season as you go, because you can really build flavors this way as you cook. There's nothing worse than trying to season everything at the very end, because everything just becomes salty. I'm going to wait till the onions are translucent, and then I'm going to add the garlic matchsticks. And I'm just going to check on my crab really quick. So when we put the crab in, you saw that the color was dark. Now you can see it's this really vibrant orange. I'm probably going to cook it for another 2 minutes, because I think that's what's left on the clock, and then we're going to plunge it into the ice water bath. So the 15-minute timer just went off for the squash, and I'm just going to check on it really quick. One way to test the doneness of the squash is by taking a fork. As I pierce the fork, you can see that it comes in pretty easily, and so those squashes are done. I'm going to set this aside for when we plate the dish. So the crab is done. I'm going to plunge it in the ice water bath to help slow down the cooking. Crab's out, squash is out. We're just going to be focusing on the sauce now. I'm going to add the ginger now. I'm going to season it again with a little bit of seasoning salt. And then I'm going to let the ginger also get nice and toasted too. Once everything is a good golden brown, that's when I'm going to add some of the bagaong. I would eat this by itself, but not many people would. Once this goes into the pot, it just fills up the room. So I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons. And I'm actually going to saute this in too with everything else so that it can really, really coat the ginger, the garlic, and the onions. Everything is looking nice and golden brown. I'm going to add some coconut milk to this. I'm going to add 2 cans, and I'm going to bring it up to a boil, and then I'm going to let it simmer. Add some more seasoning. I'm going to give it a little taste just to see where it's at right now. It's delicious. Okay, the sauce is bubbling. I'm going to turn it down a little bit, and this is going to be the perfect time to add the chilies. I'm taking the tops off the chilies, and I'm going to cut them into rounds. I'm going to take probably like 3/4 of these. I'm going to save a little bit for garnish and then pop them in. While that's cooking, I'm actually going to pick some malunggay leaves. It's a superfood. It has a little bit of a spicy texture similar to horseradish. This is a leaf that you traditionally find in the Philippines. We have Filipino farmers here in central Washington that have they've been able to produce a lot of Filipino vegetables that you can't find normally. But you kind of just want to start from the base of the leaf and then pull down, and then you'll just be able to take all the leaves. So we're almost there. You guys can check out the sauce. It's a beautiful color. So cracking crab isn't as scary as it looks. This is something that I definitely grew up learning. And each time I eat crab, I learn a different technique to get faster. But essentially, we're going to take the body and we're going to separate it from the head. In this shell area is crab fat, which is liquid gold. And if you're not eating it, you should start eating it because it is probably one of the best things you'll ever have in your life. We're actually going to take the crab fat from here and actually add it to the sauce to add more flavor to it. But a really good trick for separating the body from the shell of the crab, you can see this part right here in the crab. It's kind of like the breastplate. If you put your finger underneath, it comes off. Pull this part up and you actually just pop it off. And then you can take these 2 pieces off too. So now you have a place to place your finger, and you can see how easy it is to separate the crab from the shell. And now, this is the part that I'm talking about that is the best part of the crab. I'm just going to reserve that here for a second. This part right here of the crab actually isn't edible. This part here that's still part of the crab fat that you want to save. So you can take out this side. These gills as well you can take off. Kind of save this part here that you're seeing that's like the crab fat. I'm going to put that in the shell. These 2 pieces You can go ahead and pull those off too. And then now you're just left with the body of the crab and the legs. And then this way, you flip it back over and just crack it in half. And now you have the two bodies. So the final part of the sauce is actually taking this crab fat and putting it in here. So I'm just gonna take a spoon and I'm just gonna spoon this all in. It's all the way to the corner. You can tell that the crab is actually cooked really well when the inside is like a pale yellow and yellow color. If the crab wasn't cooked well or for long enough, it's more like this color and but darker blue. If that's the color, then you don't wanna add that crab fat to the sauce because it's very bitter. So now that we've got all of the elements of our dish together, we've got our roasted squash, our sauce that's ready to go, and our cooked crab, we're actually ready to plate the dish. So I have a big bowl. This obviously is a family style dish. I probably could eat this by myself, but it's probably better to share with some people. I'm gonna put a little bit of sauce on the bottom of the dish. Like I said earlier, this dish is best eaten with your hands. And so I don't like to pre-crack the crab for people. I like people to kind of just really get in. I'm just gonna layer this dish. I'm gonna also add some of the squash in here just to add some color. Add more sauce. And then I'm gonna add the malunggay leaves. You're probably gonna have people asking you for more sauce, so you should put a sauce bowl of this on the side. It's just super simple. It's great for the family. It's a perfect dish for the holidays. And that's what my childhood tastes like in a bowl. I'm gonna add some chilies on top too. And then that is it. I'm gonna take half of the crab and I'm gonna put some of the squash on. Don't be afraid to get messy and use your hands. Oh my gosh. That's like the sign of like a real OG crab eater, if you crack it with your teeth.
It just works so well. It's just a little quick, and then you can kind of open it, fork.
So right here, the crab is cooked perfectly because it pops right out. The crab is super sweet. It's taken on this sauce that we've cooked with it too. There's hints of spice from the Thai chilies. And then the delicata squash is just super tender and sweet. And it plays really nicely with the savoriness of the sauce that we've made. You can just see the juice of the crab like coming out and just like adding more flavor to the sauce. Like it's cooked so well. The beauty of not actually cooking the malunggay leaves in the sauce is it's got that freshness and the raw factor to it that adds a spice, kind of a horseradishy flavor to it, and it cuts this like super rich and fatty sauce that we've made. The chilies add a nice spice, and the fact that they weren't cooked for very long adds a brightness to it as well. And same with the delicata squash. They're not overcooked. There's still texture, there's still flavor and bite to it, and it is such a perfect kind of like sponge vessel for the sauce as well. It's just so delicious. And this is perfect like once you finish the crab and you still have this sauce left and you have like a bowl of like steaming white rice, just scoop that on there and you can eat that by itself. Hey Brad, it's your new best friend Mal from the West Coast.
Oh my God, amazing.
I hope that you guys get to cook this with your friends and family. It's the perfect dish to share with your friends at a table. Bon appetit. Nailed it. I mean, he swears a lot and I swear a lot too, but I'm being really mindful. And so I was like, I'm glad this call wasn't just like F-bombs back and forth. So I feel like in real life, that's probably what would happen.